These games are ranked by PlayScore, a standard rating that averages gamer and critic reviews. Opening our list of the top 25 action games is Gravity Rush 2. Test your hand-eye coordination skills and dive into a space-bending adventure with Cat. This sequel improves on the original with new and enhanced combat, such as new gravity types and a beautiful new world to explore. The Nevis make a return, and with an even bigger threat, guide Cat as she uses her gravity powers to save her town from imminent doom. It exceeded everyone's expectations, and fans are calling it a good sequel. It receives a play score of 8.76. Number 24 is Salt and Sanctuary. Amidst a wave of Souls-like comparisons, Ska Studios' roguelike action RPG is a masterpiece of its own. It's a side-scrolling game that's set in a bleak and desolate world. Control a lone shipwreck survivor as he fights his way through the dangers of an uncharted island. Mixing brutal stages and permanent death, it's one deadly combination you can't forget. With grim atmosphere and punishing combat, it has a play score of 8.78. Number 23 is Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year celebration. In celebration of the famous Spelunker's 2-decade legacy, Crystal Dynamics brings us a special edition of Tomb Raider's successful sequel. Bring out the guns and the acrobatic stunts in a mission to take down a dangerous organization. Lara Croft's adventure through her cold new world is made even better with the addition of the Blood Ties DLC. Dive into her gorgeous settings in virtual reality or play with a friend in cooperative multiplayer. It has a play score of 8.8. Number 22 is Transistor. From the team that brought us Bastion, Supergiant's latest indie RPG takes you to a world sprawling with bright neon lights and sinister delights. Join Red as she ventures into this colorful city to take vengeance on the person responsible for taking her voice. This action RPG deals with real-time combat. Stop the flow of time and use Red's sentient sword to take down enemies with precision and vibrance. Lauded for its gameplay design and soundtrack, it has a play score of 8.81. Number 21 is Dragon Age Inquisition. A third game in the Dragon Age franchise, BioWare takes a dive into a world of magic and fantasy. Play as an Inquisitor chosen by fate and lead your army of heroes against the villainy of the Fade. With its worlds broken up into different sections, it's not exactly an open world game, but its beautiful visuals create the same atmosphere of discovery and exploration. Inquisition also boasts deep RPG mechanics, branching choices, and satisfying combat. A worthy addition to their lineup, it has a play score of 8.82. Number 20 is Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. As big as the new features on Shadow of War are, it just couldn't compare to the magic of Middle-earth's debut title. Set between the events of Tolkien's Hobbit and Lord of the Rings series, it puts a spotlight on the beginnings of the One True Ring. Take control of the Ranger Talion, who is possessed by the wraith of Ringmaker Celebrimbor and haunted by his tragic past. Together, they go on an epic quest to exact revenge on Sauron's army. With their famed Nemesis system, you can even create rivalries and alliances between you and the ferocious orc captains. It has a play score of 8.85. Number 19 is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. From the makers of the Devil May Cry reboot, walks the thin tightrope between indie and AAA in this stylish action adventure. With only a team of 15 people, Ninja Theory managed to impress both critics and gamers with the remarkable polish of their latest release. Help Senua fulfill her quest in the depths of the underworld as she deals with a necrotic arm and her bouts of haunting psychosis. It's truly a landmark in emotional and sensory experiences, and it receives a play score of 8.86. Number 18 is Rez Infinite. A classic shooter returns with a bang. Infinite is a remake of a 2001 rail shooter originally released on the PlayStation 2. Now, 15 years later, it uses the advancements of today's tech to create a fusion of excitement and wonder. Float through an endless space filled with trippy colors, fantastic techno rhythm, and huge geometric-shaped entities. While it can be played in traditional 2D, Rez's atmosphere is even more mesmerizing on the VR. A PlayStation classic made even better, it has a play score of 8.86. Number 17 is Nioh. Rising up to the standards set by the Dark Souls series, this action RPG takes you into a medieval Japanese fantasy. Step into the shoes of Western warrior William Adams as he embarks on a quest for vengeance in the land of the rising sun. Battle against demented mythical creatures with complex and realistic combat that could rival the Soul series. Pick out the best weapons, use the correct stances, and perfect your timing to deal out powerful attacks. It has a play score of 8.87. Number 16 is Final Fantasy VII. Nothing can ever beat the classic. Even before the release of its controversial ground-up remake, this enhanced version of the polygonal classic still has a place in our hearts. Return to the shoes of Cloud Strife as he ventures back to Midgar to stop an evil megacorporation from tearing the whole world apart. First released in 1997, it was one of the games that popularized the RPG genre. With its lovable characters and compelling storyline, there's no doubting this game's place in history. It has a play score of 8.89. Number 15 is Dragon Quest Builders. A departure from their usual gameplay, this Dragon Quest takes a page from Mojang's playbook with this action game set in the world of voxel. Step into a living Dragon Quest universe founded on the blocks that made Minecraft famous. With your tiny character, return a ruined civilization to its former glory after a cataclysmic event. Explore the four corners of the voxel land and build, craft, and create the right components for growth. With the same RPG mechanics and engaging stories, it receives a play score of 8.91. Number 14 is Shovel Knight. The legendary Kickstarter creation that stole all of our hearts and wallets. From its humble beginnings, Yacht Club Games has brought their 8-bit masterpiece to almost every possible platform. Venture into their vintage vistas and come along with Shovel Knight and his friends in a journey of friendships and rivalries. With 2 different DLCs, encounter the dark lives of Plague Knight and Spectre Knight with their own stories and abilities. A fitting tribute to a historic era, it has a play score of 8.94. Number 13 is Fallout 4. 5 years after the universally acclaimed New Vegas title, Bethesda swoops in with another adventure through a radioactive apocalypse. Control the sole survivor of the dreaded nuclear attack and roam around a derelict Boston in search of your missing son. This title adds a base building feature, letting you create settlements for you and your newfound friends. Build communities, produce resources, and help Preston Garvey with the settlements. The world outside the vault is chock full of irradiated surprises, and it has a play score of 8.96. Number 12 is Batman: Arkham Knight. Rocksteady's explosive finale to their critically acclaimed franchise takes Batman to his biggest fear yet. Joker might be long gone, but a scarecrow emerges from the ashes with a vengeful plot. Take on the role of the Caped Crusader and help Gotham fight against the impending threat. This is the series' biggest leap towards a huge open-world element with the introduction of the Batmobile. Ride around the grim streets and use Batman's million-dollar gadgets to defeat his rogues gallery. It has a play score of 8.96. Number 11 is Odin Sphere: Leifthrasir. As successful as their PlayStation 2 classic was, Vanillaware has outdone themselves with this faithful and masterful remake. In a tale steeped in the magic of Norse mythology, see through the eyes of 5 different protagonists, each with a different story to tell. This remake manages to improve on every aspect, with enhanced gameplay mechanics, simplified inventory, and skill systems, and so much more. It was a winner on the PS Vita, and now it's conquered the PlayStation 4 with a play score of 8.98. Number 10 is NieR Automata. Explore the depths of Yoko Taro's genius in this spin-off to his legendary Drakengard series. Venture to a post-apocalyptic world where humanity flees from Earth and finds solace on the rocky surface of the moon. Play as the Yorha Unit 2B as she explores a barren world filled with mechanical alien mayhem. As weird as it is, it gives off a philosophical vibe as it closely examines the field of artificial intelligence. Enjoy hack-and-slash action with a side of existentialism. It has a play score of 9.06. Number 9 is Dark Souls 3. The Dark Souls of the Dark Souls series. Nah, but seriously, From Software's third entry offers players a fitting farewell to the infamously infuriating saga. Go on a patience-testing journey to the land of Get Good as you control your lone character through gothic halls and sinister encounters. It's a refined combat experience as you manage stamina, parry attacks, and land tremendous blows against your fiendish foes. A fulfilling finale to an epic series, it has a play score of 9.11. Number 8 is Horizon Zero Dawn. Casting a renewed spark on the open world genre, Horizon Zero Dawn fuses past and future into one massive and gorgeous world. Set in a fallen civilization where futuristic cyborg dinosaurs roam around a primitive Earth, You follow a young Aloy in her quest to save her tribe and discover the mysteries of her own past. Observe the intricacies of their metallic fauna and use her makeshift weapons to slay the robotic beasts. A daring mix of smooth combat and stunning environments, it has a play score of 9.12. Number 7 is Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition. Developers at Blizzard North breathed life back into the Diablo series with this refined version. It retains much of the same elements that made the franchise a success. The Ultimate Evil Edition culminates years of improvements into one ultimate game, especially with the inclusion of the Reapers of Souls expansion. It was off to a rocky start, but with a ground-up overhaul, it eventually became the definitive Diablo experience. It has a play score of 9.12. Number 6 is Bloodborne. Dark Souls' equally nefarious younger brother. From Software brings their signature combat to the Victorian in this challenging action-adventure. It's another less than friendly gothic jaunt as you step into the shoes of a hunter in a world plagued by disease. It boasts a selection of blood-curdling monsters as you explore its decrepit and detailed world. Just like Dark Souls, it's an arduous yet ultimately rewarding experience. It has a play score of 9.17. Number 5 is Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Hideo Kojima's final entry to the universally acclaimed Metal Gear Solid series is a masterpiece of stealth action adventure. Follow the events after Snake Eater and PSP's Peace Walker in Big Boss's descent into political intrigue. Witness the birth of the man who sold the world and uncover the events that led to the first game of the series. Although it has its flawed moments, it's still an achievement in excellent game design. It has a play score of 9.24. Number 4 is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. CD Projekt Red's masterpiece still has a place in our hearts. From bagging almost every award possible and saving Poland from an economic downfall, it's hard to forget a game like Witcher's third and unfortunately final entry. Get to play as their magical silver-haired debonair as he goes on a mission to find the Child of Prophecy. Take snapshots, play cards, make love, and bask in the freedom of this rich and breathtaking world. It has a play score of 9.25. Number 3 is Grand Theft Auto 5. Rockstar's latest entry to their Grand Theft Auto series is packed to the brim with new features that fill Los Santos with more mayhem and excitement. Switch between Michael, Trevor, and Franklin as they go about their dysfunctional lives in decidedly criminal fashion. Keeping with the outrageous freedom of the franchise, let go of all your social inhibitions and do whatever the hell you want. Polished and still wildly entertaining, it has a play score of 9.31. Number 2 is The Last of Us Remastered. While we await the release of their second installment, let's return to the PS3 classic that made us bawl our eyes out. This remastered version takes everything great about the PS3 original and brings it to a whole new level. It's the definitive edition of Joel and Ellie's moving journey with graphical enhancements and additional storylines. Find salvation from a harsh world and uncover a story packed with emotion and the complexities of human nature. A one-way ticket to Fieldstown, it receives a play score of 9.39. And the best action game on the PS4 is Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Another one of Naughty Dog's award-winning series, take a trip around the globe as their handsome poster boy dives into ancient caverns in an adventure inspired by the Tomb Raider series. Set sail to the mysterious pirate city and embark on a grand quest filled with danger and deception. Pave way through muddy terrain, rocky crevices, and icy glaciers to solve the riddles of each location. With action-packed excitement and contemplative puzzle solving, Naughty Dog gives us the best of both worlds. It has a play score of 9.41. You may get these games right now by clicking the links below.